Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. Now, no midweek 180 this week. Welcome to BBC Television Centre. Welcome to the launch of a very new Lotus. Now then, it's super dark and there's music playing in the background. It's a massive thanks to SCC Private Members and to Lotus for an invite here for the global reveal of the new Lotus Eletre. I think that's how you say it. It's not been revealed yet, but this is, I think, going to be a really interesting car for Lotus. I've seen very little of it so far, a couple of renders, so I thought I would bring you along for this evening. There's a star-studded cast down there, the likes of Jenson Button, Karun Chandok, Andy Green, the fastest driver in the world, and lots of the great and the good from the motoring journalism world. I think tonight's going to be really interesting, and I thought you guys would like to come along. There will be a normal midweek 180 next week, but for this week, let's do a bit of Lotus.
This is the Lotus Eletre.
It sure is. And who better to have driven it onto the stage but Lotus superfan, Jenson Button. Come on, Jenson, now you come. You can't go around there. Yes, very. I've driven a lot of things in my life, but that was very nerve-wracking. Jenson, obviously not the biggest of drives, but you have sat inside it now. We can see how it looks outside. What's it like inside?
It's lovely. I mean, you know, for me, I love my sports cars, and it definitely still has that sporty feel. But it's also got luxury that you haven't seen with a Lotus before. So, no, very plush. It was very nice in there.
Yeah. What does it make you feel like when you sit there?
That's the thing. For me, I always look at the outside of the car
and
think, well, that's beautiful, or that's not. But this one is beautiful. But for me, it's when you get inside that's where sort of the magic is. It's feeling like you're in a cockpit, and it surrounds you, and you feel very at home. You do it here.
You're gonna work one off now.
Yeah, let's go.
Just write it up. Has everyone got the sheet? All right. Okay.
Working on this car for just over 3 years now, and it's a huge moment for the entire team that have developed this product for us to be here today and present the car to the world. So it's a really proud moment for a lot of us.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, what are you most proud about on this car? Because obviously, you know, there's lots of different things you can pick, but what's your one?
There are a lot. Can I give you 2?
Okay.
So I think the first thing for me is to take the sort of front end of the car. This really embodies what we're talking about when we say we've taken hypercar principles and design themes and applied them to an SUV. And I think this is super successful at giving us something new in the marketplace. So an amazing combination of super technical detail and the expression of technology in the headlamps, the clear aerodynamic functionality of these bypass ducts that run through the front of the car, all brought together in a really artistic way. So that's the first thing for me. Really amazing expression in the front end. And the second thing I think is really going to stand out to people is the interior. This really is a big step forward for Lotus, and I think it's something unique in the marketplace today. That interior is really going to be something special, and it's a statement of our intent as Lotus moves forward as a premium performance brand.
It's quite exquisite. You have a chance to put your nose in through the window, I suggest you do. So what do you think the customers are going to most fall in love with? What do you think they're most excited about?
I think for a customer, there's so much about this car that they can kind of absorb, and it's going to take some time to get to know the product. There are all kinds of features and aspects of the product which are really rich in their detail. So I think this builds a certain sense of excitement. The car is visually very exciting to look at first read, the exterior. When it comes to the interior, there's a kind of layering of technology and detailing there that gives a real richness to the product. And I think this all comes together with the really immersive digital experience that the car also has to create an amazing sense of excitement. So I think customers are going to be really drawn to this car, and it's going to be something that's really a wonderful thing to own.
Well, I mean, now that this car is real, is it sort of like you're allowed a couple of beers and then you've got to get back to the drawing board? Like, what happens?
Well,
3
yeah, I
years?
mean, to be honest, I've given an hour off this evening to come down and present the car to you guys, and then it will be back to the drawing board. But it's an interesting question, actually, because the honest truth is, we've been open already about saying this is the first of 4 fully electrified products which are going to come from Lotus in the next 5 years. So this one we're presenting to you today, but as a designer, I kind of have this strange sense where I actually have to live partly in the future. So the next electrified Lotus lifestyle product, which is going to be coming fairly soon, we've almost finished that design already from this.
So after a few beers later, we can get some more info from you?
No, maybe not. I mean, I think it's strictly highly confidential at this point in time. But the design is almost there. We're really proud of that car as well. And perhaps if we have another conversation around 12 months' time, we'll be looking at something different. But today, it's all about Eletre.
Oh, brilliant. Well, look, you know, huge congratulations. It's stunning. And let's give him a big round of applause, Ben Payne, everyone.
Okay, quick walk around as close as I can get. There's a real scrum, but it does look very nice. And if I can get a view inside, it's an absolutely stonking car. There's so many interesting details. The aero work, these little blades up on here, kind of keeping the airflow down the back screen over this active rear wing. The light blade across the back, very, very cool. Very nice indeed. The great and the good of the automotive world, scrambling over the car to try and get pictures. You can kind of see a really good example there. There's literally passage of the air all the way through there. You can see the rear tyre through there. Airflow moving all the way through the car. See if we can get around the front. Where you walk in front of people and get annoyed. You can kind of see the air channels that kind of come through gaps in here, through the front channel down the side of the car, comes through the wing. We've got an exit of the airflow coming out of here. You can kind of see this crease line in the side of the car. Really interesting. Well, what a night that was. What I love is they've got this display of historic Lotuses from the very first car that Colin Chapman ever kind of laid his hands on through iconic Lotus Formula One cars, and then the history of their road cars. Absolutely stunning. And for me, what's really interesting about this new Eletre, and I can't wait to kind of get my hands on one and actually get to drive it, I've always thought the kind of iconic British sports car nature designed for drivers. What you wouldn't necessarily think of though is Lotus making an SUV, especially an electric SUV, but if we come all the way to the present day over here to finish the video, we've got the trio of current Lotus cars. We've got the new Emira, super excited about that, still haven't got my hands on one, but these start to arrive in customers' hands literally in a couple of months' time. Just behind it we have the Evija, the all-electric hypercar, and then swamped by the world's press over there we have the Eletre. I would love to know what you guys think of it. It's a beautiful looking car. I love the sculpting, the aero work around it. I'd love to find out more about the battery technology, the motor technology, the range, the usability, the price, the spec options, all the kind of things that will, I'm sure, drop out in the press over the coming weeks. Massive thank you to SCC Private Members for organising my invite today, and also for Lotus Cars for inviting me. But from the centre of the BBC Television Centre, I've never actually been here before. It's quite a special place. For the guys outside of the UK, this is where they film now the modern day Top Gear. Very, very special. But anyway, for now, I hope you've enjoyed that one. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the new Eletre. But for now, if you enjoyed that one, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next film. You take care, guys. Drive safe.